Um,
Well, hi, everybody.
Hi. No one's watching yet as usual, but how do we tweet this out? Can we tweet it out from here? I've never really known how to do
I can get it. I have YouTube
that. Okay,
notifications. So
so
we have the link from.
Hannah's gonna tweet this out, so we're gonna get some people watching hopefully. But welcome to the next episode of our podcast. I believe this is the sixth one we've done. I believe we've done one every week except for premiere season. So yeah, here we are.
Here we are. The end of a
So
very.
tonight was interesting.
Oh my God.
Okay, so I guess we can get right into it. So tonight was a night at the movies. Now we've done movie night before, but oh no, this is totally different, you guys. Like it's totally different. This time, instead of doing specific movies, they were told to like they're given a genre of a movie and then told to create their own story based on it and make their performance cinematic. So they got a song and a style that goes with the genre. Well, the songs did, some of the styles didn't. But yeah, so then that happened, and then they did immunity night. So whoever got the high score or got immunity, and then there were dance offs, which is usually my least favorite night of the week. I mean, week of the season.
Yeah. I would like to point out that I think we all knew from the moment that double elimination got announced, and that the fact that it was happening on immunity night it was fishy from the moment it got announced.
Yeah. Okay.
Isn't it?
Okay, so first off, we were able to get this guy over with, although we had to see him later. Bonner and Charna were up first with a Paso Doble to Western, which we all kind of called. I mean, I think it would have been worse if he got romance, though, which is what I thought he might get.
If they continued like the hardcore showmance that they were doing at the beginning of the season, they for sure would have gotten romance.
Yeah, now it's like not happening anymore, but everyone still ships them. Like, they already did it, and then, like, Charna has pretty much been confirmed to have a boyfriend who's not Bonner. But that's still happening. People still pick them. And plus, he's a good old country boy who would never do anything wrong except for, be anti-Semitic and show up to rehearsal hungover. Like, I mean, good for you for showing up to rehearsal. Just don't get drunk the night before you're supposed to rehearse. Oh.
True. Okay. Well,
yeah, that wasn't this week, but that's all the stuff he's done this week. Well, he's done a few more things, but like that's the main part of it. So okay, so this dance was Paso Doble.
Paso Doble.
Paso Doble. It was pretty much like a skit with some paso moves thrown in. This was easily probably one of the worst dances of the season. It was one of the better ones, like in terms of technique, which was barely there. But like this was like one of the worst routines of the season. Like people were saying on Twitter, like they're offended that like certain dances from week one got lower than this. And I know it's because it was week one, but still, like I think they're saying Romani's quick step and like Nancy's waltz and Heather's waltz were like lower than this, and it was just yeah.
Yeah. So once again, I did this last week and I did this tonight too. I barely bothered to take notes on Bonner because I thought for sure he was going home. So my first note on here is where's the paso? Because there were maybe like not many paso moves thrown in, and I don't think that he danced with Charna enough. Like there was a moment where he was with like two of the troop girls. I forget who it was. It might have been like Brittany and Haley at that moment.
Yeah, it was definitely Haley.
Yeah, it was like Brittany and Haley, I think. And I was just like, more dancing with Charna was needed. I thought it was one of his better dances, but I don't think that's really saying a lot, really. If you're saying it's one of Bonner's better dances, you're saying
I wouldn't even get to
yeah.
Like I don't know. 7, 7, 8, 7, or there's 1 8 in there somewhere.
It was 7.
I think it should be 7. Yeah. So Mandy gave the 8. Okay, Mandy Moore, the producer, one of the producers of Dancing on the Stars, and the choreographer of the pro numbers and the tour numbers and such. She was a guest judge tonight.
That was weird. I mean, I liked her. I liked that she was giving like actual critique to people.
I was cool that we saw Kenny Ortega in the audience. It's like, why is he not up there?
Brilliant idea. Get Kenny Ortega next week. The man knows what he's doing.
He's done that. He did so well when he did it before. Yeah.
especially after
Very well.
the pain that was Abby Lee Miller. But I
Well,
liked
she
what
is
you
the
said.
follow them. What did I say?
Yeah, I liked what you said about Bonner's passos, like a skit with passo moves thrown in. But yeah, I don't have.
I know they wanted it to be cinematic, but like there were other ways of making it cinematic, which some of the other couples did, and I'll talk about that. But like,
Mhm.
like it could have. A passo's a really good dance to tell a story. Like that's the thing, you can tell a story with a passo. We saw that later on in the night. We've seen that with like I don't know, Sadie and Mark doing their passo with zombies. We've seen that. I think we've seen it some other times. Yeah, I'm sure I've seen it some other times. I just can't think of them right now. But yeah, passo's a good dance to tell a story with. And they could have used the dance because it's anger and stuff, right? They could have shown it. Mulan earlier this season. That was Paso.
Yeah, that was great.
That was great. Like, and then this like, there was no excuse. I mean, I know he kind of sucks at dancing, but like,
yeah.
This is getting really frustrating. Yeah, I can't. What else to say with this dance?
Literally, those are my only notes. Just I thought there was a lot going on. I thought it was fine for him. It's just whatever. And my last note is he is for real going home.
What?
And my last note on here for real.
Yeah.
He is for real going home.
Going home. Oh, sorry. You meant he was going home tonight?
I thought for sure he was going home tonight. I thought for sure. I'm like, okay, like last week was a fluke. This week it's a double elimination. There's immunity. There's no way he's getting past.
Based on the comments from the judges, I thought, okay, maybe he's going home. But then he got the 7, so I'm like, they probably didn't know. Like 3 6. Then I thought, but as the night kept going on, I'm like, okay, well, Bonner got night stuff and lower, and like even lower, he got like this kind of you're going home comment. So I'm like, okay, he's going home. And then like I turned it off the TV before the elimination just in case because I had suspicions about some other people. And then like I heard he was safe. I saw on Twitter like in the chat, I was in a group chat and they're like, Bonner's safe, and I'm like, oh. Yeah, so Bonner's safe this week. I think, I don't know, the margins seemed pretty big because it was like they only did one dance plus the dance offs, and there was only like 2 points out of some people for those. Right. So Bonner ends up with 31. He's on the bottom of the leaderboard. Next is David with 32, who's definitely staying ahead of him. And the next highest score is a 39, and that's 2 people at 39, and then there's a 43.
Mm-hmm. He has to be on next. He has to be on next.
Like, who are we gonna lose? Like, are we gonna lose like one of the girls? Are we gonna lose Rashad? Like, I don't think we're losing David. Mm-hmm. David's gonna stay ahead of him. And just if Bonner and David can both pass someone ahead of them, that's what I'm worried about. I think we're losing Bonner next week. I have a feeling it is him, unless he's saying else. I haven't looked at social media yet, like Facebook. But yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Bonner. Okay. Like, if the margins are as big as I think they are.
My quick thoughts on the subject. If somebody that is not Bonner or David goes next week, the rest of the season is canceled. You can literally cancel it for me.
I already know, like, I have a feeling there's a good chance someone in the semifinals is going to go who's not David. The top 4 is pretty much David, Rashad, Simone, Normani. And I think David might make it to top 3. And I'm like, well, yeah, I'm prepared myself for that since at the beginning of the season. I looked at social media. I'm like, yeah, David might make top 3, top 2. Bonner should be going next week. I can just say this. This was the top 5 I called from the first night.
It was. Funny story.
Okay, you go ahead first. Okay,
funny story. I kind of remembered this earlier. I did my top 4 predictions, like the ones that you put in the envelope and you don't open until the season is over. Yep. At this point, there is a very, very, very good possibility that my final 4 is going to be right.
Me too. I don't know about the order.
I don't know about the order, but there is a.
I'm pretty sure my final.
There's a very, very possibility that my final 4 is going to be right. Maybe not in the correct order, but I'm going to have the correct final 4.
I am laughing at the people who had Heather, Normani, Simone, and either Rashad or Nancy as the top 2.
Yeah.
Like, I was laughing at the beginning. I'm like, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I also want to say, the first night on Facebook was 3 people clearly in the lead, which was David, Rashad, and Simone, pretty much tied for first. And Bonner was next, I believe. And then I don't know how Normani did. Normani did okay. But I knew Normani would get far because like I know people like Val. Production tends to like promote Val And I'm really confused why they're doing that this season. Because Val is usually like doing everything they do for them. But then last week they announced, oh hey, there's a tour this summer. That kind of just came out of, well, it didn't come out of nowhere, but it seemed kind of surprising that they actually managed to pull it off. Because I'm like, okay, they're not pulling this off. They're doing it.
Mm-hmm.
But and then Val's not going on it. So and Normani probably isn't going on it either as a celebrity.
Mm-hmm.
So if they push her into the finals like for no reason, I'm gonna be mad.
Yeah. There's a lot of anger.
Finals, she deserves to go to the finals. I'm fine with it. However, usually like, and I guess everything's based on week one. Now everyone picks their allegiances week one. Normani would not make the finals if it was based on week one.
Mm-hmm.
And most probably there's another time, and she wasn't that much of a standard. It didn't look like to me based on the track on that. I like to dance that week, but a lot of people didn't. The usual patterns, Normani wouldn't make the finale. But I feel like either they're gonna pimp her to it, or she'll turn around and might get it. I don't know. Because I've been thinking, like, okay, we can talk about this at the end. Actually, we can get into this at the end. Let's get to the next dance. Is there anything else on Bonner other than, yeah, he's going home next week?
No other thoughts on
That normally happens. You know how Bonner was a surprise douchebag this season?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically, I don't know if you guys know, so every season, like, there's usually a surprise douchebag. It's usually a guy, sometimes it's a girl. Let's call him just a surprise douchebag. So this douchebag, it could be like Chris Soules or Carlos Canavega, or I guess people thought it was me running one season. But this person usually like is an asshole and they suck and they just ever like, I don't know, I like Leah, but just saying. And then they get like fourth or fifth. And I think Bonner's getting fifth. Antonio, there's the other one. Antonio is the one who got fifth.
There we go.
So, yeah, there we go. And Nancy's placement, which, yeah, Nancy went home tonight. I don't know, we can just do this now. Because Nancy's next anyway. Nancy's placement, she got fifth. She got sixth. I'm gonna say she got sixth. Like, I don't know if she got sixth or seventh. I'm gonna say she got sixth. Was interesting because that's how most women her age place on this show, and especially women who everyone criticizes for getting in their head. They get sixth. There you go. You got Leah, like Leah Thompson, who's in the audience tonight. You got Jody. You got Alexa. You got Danica. You got Elizabeth. You got Mary Lou. You get Mary Lou. I think that's it. But yeah, pretty much every single season since like I think 17, except for the season Robert was on, women who are neurotic or whatever are getting their heads, who are like middle aged usually. Yeah, they get sixth. There you go. So yeah, that's that. But anyway, she did a dance tonight. So let's talk.
She did. She did the tango to Pretty Woman, another iconic song that has been used on the show before. One of my favorite numbers of all time ever to be done on the show was Nicole Scherzinger and Derek Huff's tango to this song back in the day.
Yeah.
It's a great number. But my thoughts on this, I really, really loved this. This was definitely one of my favorite Nancy dances. I thought my only gripe about it was that I wanted them to get into hold a little bit quicker. But everything in hold just looked so amazing and wonderful, and I really, really loved it. And I'm, again, praising the Lord for no laser light tangos this late in the season. I'm thank the Lord.
I mean, after Bonner, like, there was nowhere to go but up in terms of, like, getting into gravity. So, like, right away, it was still better than Bonner. She had romance as her genre, so obviously, like, they're doing Pretty Woman. Yeah, the thing is, it was kind of, I don't know, like, she didn't really get much of a goodbye package or goodbye at all. And I guess because they were, like, in the package, they were all, like, doing the movie genres. So, like, they were doing all those scenes. So, like, they didn't really have time for any of that. But, yeah, so I thought this was really good. She did very well. I really like this. I'm glad she got to go on, like, a good dance, although none of her dances have been really bad, so, yeah. The only thing that bothers me is I'm like, I don't know where we fit this in, but it just bothers me she never got, I know she wasn't going to get a perfect score maybe necessarily, but she didn't even get a 10 all season.
Yeah, that really bothers me, especially because she did some great dances. She really did. Like,
they could have given her a 10 for this. Yeah. Like, they could have just thrown one.
You could have thrown her a 10. You couldn't. The judges
You
could
couldn't
turn.
even turn it down for the Jazz. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Although I almost gave it an 8. The
Yeah.
Jazz, but
I really loved her.
what was she? Yeah, she could have. She could have. I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
But yeah.
She deserves better. We know this. I feel bad for her that she had to lose to Bonner. That sucks. I'm glad, like I said last week, I'm glad she wasn't the first of the ringers to go home. So I feel like that would have knocked her confidence more. Like, she beat Heather.
Yeah.
So good for her on that.
And I just want to say really quickly that I've always liked Artem as a pro, but just this season I've really, really grown to love him because I've loved this partnership and I've loved everything that's come out of it. I've loved all his dances. He's just been so choreographically inspired this season, and I really, really appreciate that. I do, and just I really appreciate him as a pro more, and I appreciate Nancy as a person out of it. And it was a great partnership. It really was. In my opinion, I really loved them.
Yeah, this reminded me of like I'm still watching her finish it, but I'm like looking at his stuff on Strictly. And this reminded me. This was very much like what you see on Strictly, like what he gave her, like how they acted, just like the type of person she is. This is kind of like a Strictly partnership put on Dancing with the Stars.
Mm-hmm.
And I can talk about this later on with the dance off. We'll get to that. But like, just I think they showed this season that you can do dances with like legit choreo for the style and still be good and still be entertaining.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it's good. I feel like I don't know. I was very happy with Artem this season. I think he actually changed like up what he like. In previous seasons, I've had a problem with him like getting mad at people for like getting mad at his partners for not freaking out and being upset. Like I'm glad he kind of helped us with that this season. I was very happy because of the season. Right. Now, I've kind of rammed into him on the blog about this. I'm probably writing like a note on Twitter for him later on, or maybe tomorrow. Because I feel like I've been really hard on him in the past. And it's funny because before we knew who the tour cast was, Alyssa, Derek and Marquand's on Twitter, she's like, okay, I gotta go to the tour and apologize to Val. And so, like, maybe I gotta go and apologize to Artem because, like, seriously, last tour, and I have to say this is sad, last tour, and I'm like, oh my gosh, and I was, like, mad at him or whatever, so I just kind of, I didn't really pay much attention to him. I was just like, thank you to everybody at the end. Like, I didn't even, like, all time, so, like, I don't know. And then, of course, now, out of all the pros who were at my meet and greet, which was, well, out of all the time, he has my favorite partnership of the season, out of him and Lindsay and Val and Sarna.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny, so I gotta go like apologize. I'll apologize on Twitter. Hopefully that'll be enough.
Good.
But yay!
Yay!
Yeah, I mean, if he gets back to being an asshole, I mean, he was not an asshole, but if he gets back to that way next season, I'm ramming into him. But like, hopefully he keeps this. Hopefully he stays like this, and hopefully next season he can go farther than 6, because 6 is the best he's ever done. He would make to the end like regularly on Strictly, but like he hasn't even made semifinals on this show. So he made the quarterfinals once.
One day he will.
One day he really needs to. Like that was amazing this season. Who was next? Was it Simone?
Simone was next, and she and Sasha did. Hey, that's cute. Okay. They did Silent Movie Charleston, and this was tied for my second favorite number of the evening because I just adored this. This dance was practically made for her. Like, Sasha's a beast at doing Charleston, and she's a beast at doing gymnastics tricks and just being happy and smiling and just like being giant personalities, and just this dance was perfect for them. It is probably my favorite dance from them, I think, so far.
I think it is too. I don't know. Like I think it is. I was really excited because like after Bonner's Charleston a few weeks ago, I needed a good Charleston to like push that at the time. Like if that were to be the only Charleston this season, that'd be really sad. So I'm glad we got this. I was like, this is one of the teams that I thought did a very good job with the cinematic portion of it. because they didn't go too far on prop time. They didn't do like the trolley, like the Pretty Woman thing, and they didn't just like act the whole time. They came out of the screen, which was cool, and then they had like the words on the background, like the silent film words. That was simple, but it kept it really nice, and it stayed true to the theme of the night without going overboard. I really like the choreo for this. I would give this 40. I think there were 3 dances tonight that deserved a 40, and only one got it, which is disappointing.
I agree with that.
This deserved a 40, 100%. This is amazing. I guess I understand where the kids were coming from with their comments, but like, I don't know. I thought it deserved 40. I think they mentioned something about chemistry, and I'm like, what? I was really good. Like, it's just like, yes, I was just so happy. Because, like, I was low-key scared they were going home tonight.
Oh my
just
gosh.
because I hadn't seen as much on Facebook this week, and I'm like, okay, Bill Nation, oh my gosh, I'm getting ready for the movie.
Something that
I'm happy they're safe.
What? Somebody made what? Okay. Somebody made the comment. I forget which judge it was. I think it might have been Mandy, but they made the comment that Simone was maybe functioning on autopilot, and I don't think that was the case tonight. I think that was more the case last week.
Yeah.
I think that was more the case last week. I don't think that was the case tonight. I think it was very odd.
Stuff.
Yeah,
like last week in the cha-cha were very similar.
Yeah. Last week in the cha-cha.
The first week she didn't. Yeah, last week was actually the first week. She didn't like. It wasn't like it was a bad dance. It just she didn't like. Every week she's been kind of improving. And then like last week she didn't improve, but then this week she picked it up again. So I was very happy. I was very happy they were safe. I just thought this was a solid dance all around. This deserved a 40. This is great. This is one of my favorite dances this season. This might be my favorite this season. I just love Charleston's a lot though.
Me too. This is definitely gonna make my I'm gonna do a top 15. I think dance at the end of the season. This is definitely for sure going to be on there.
It's for sure my top 5. I think the only one that might beat it was maybe one of the other ones tonight, and then maybe Waterfalls. Waterfalls is probably still number 1. But I don't know. Like this is really good. So that's like I don't know. I don't really much to say. I'm enjoying their partnership. I heard from Courtney from Pierre on Twitter that okay. So I heard there was some like issues with her, like Sasha possibly getting a little too frustrated with her. And like I understand the pressure because it's not just he has a ringer. It's this person has to like she's really famous, like the best gymnast ever. She has to follow up a gymnast from last season who won. And there's a lot of ringers. This is very stressful. I think they're getting along fine now, clearly, because like at least they're like you can tell they're like friends, like even on social media and whatever.
Right.
I'm wondering how it's gonna go the next 2 weeks because I have a feeling Simone might be going on the tour.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like she's the only celebrity this season that could go on tour. If Rashad doesn't get drafted, which would be a crime.
As everyone was in my group chat earlier. That's for the rookies. So it's signed if you're already
my apologies.
I learned that today. I learned Cinco football today.
Football fans, my apologies. My deepest and sincerest apologies.
It's okay, I made it earlier. So if Rashad doesn't get signed, he could probably go. But I don't know if he'd have to wait during summer because like what if he leaves the store like halfway through? Like you can't sign on to that. Nick is Nick. I don't think he's gonna go on tour because his partner's not going.
Yeah.
Bonner, I was thinking might, but he has the neck issues, so I don't know. I'm really hoping it's not him.
No, I can see that.
Normani has Fifth Harmony stuff because Val's not going. Heather, Max isn't going, but Alan is, and I feel like she might be the type to bring along her family like Alfonso and Melissa did. I think she would really enjoy that. I don't know. I feel like she might go if Simone doesn't. Who else? Nancy, I don't think would go somehow. She's a family. I don't think she's doing her family that long. Same with David. And yeah. And I think I mentioned everyone in top 8 because no one who's come in less than 8 has toured before. I mean, it'd be fun to see Erica, like some people on Twitter were saying, but his mom's going, surprisingly. And FYI, for those who do not know, there's tickets are on dances, DWTS tour.com. Of the pros and troupe are Emma, Lindsay, Sharna, Gleb, Artem, Sasha, Alan, Britt Stewart, Haley, and
Did you say Gleb?
I said Grub.
Kia.
Kia.
Sorry. Yeah.
Kia. Hopefully, if I go, I get to see Kia this time because he was not on my last stop.
Did you say he got
deported? Oh yeah, he got like I don't know if he got deported or whatever. It's like there's issues with his travel to Canada. But it's all in the U.S. this time. So if I could brave going to America, for like a day and a half, I can maybe go. I don't know. It depends on money as well. So hopefully I get to go. And I believe you're going, right? You're gonna go for the first time.
I'm going to try to go for the first time. I'm gonna try to.
Fingers crossed for you.
Thank you. I'm going to try to do VIP for Hershey, Pennsylvania, where I have a friend. Me and my friend Christine were thinking about going. We're gonna have to make our budgets really, really tight this summer.
I don't know, like, I wanted to go to Move, and then, like, that didn't work out, so maybe I'm gonna do this, I don't know. I don't know if I get VIP or not, depends on friends, depends on stuff, it depends on, like, if I know anyone doing it, if I like, can you go outside afterwards, maybe not, I don't know, because, like, my usual venue, they don't, so, I don't know. I'll be at my usual venue this time, so who knows. I'm really excited to see them. I'm excited because, like, I'm kind of interested because I want to support because I know Val's not going. A lot of people aren't buying tickets because Val's not going. Kind of interesting seeing, like, a show that's kind of refreshed of the Hush Swarovski drama or whatever it is. Like, I just want to see a show that has nothing to do with either of those camps, so it might be fun. Also, this is the first, well, I didn't get to see either of the tours Sasha was on before, so I really want to see that. So,
but yeah,
that's a big.
I'm definitely planning on going. I just don't know if I'm doing VIP or not yet, but I'm definitely.
It's fun either way. I've done non-VIP and I did VIP. I would do VIP if I can. But
either way, I am planning on going on this tour. I'm very, very excited about it. Fingers crossed.
For you. Okay, so who was next? Was it next? Oh no, Descendants was next. I want to comment on this because my mom was watching and my dad was watching. My mom was like, "Hey, this actually looks pretty cool because I've seen Descendants." So she's asking about it, and I'm like, she's like, "Oh my gosh, that sounds really cool. I want to see it." Because, like, I told her it's on 5 different networks at once. You know, and they're gonna premiere the movie. And I told her Kristen Schaus was in it, and she got so excited. So, like, my mom's gonna be a Descendants fan.
Yeah.
I should have done my Disney years for this part, but yeah.
It's okay.
Okay, I'm sorry. I actually like this. That's why Kenny Ortega was in the audience. So yeah.
Because I thought Kenny Ortega was just there for a good time, and he was just there because the Descendants cast was performing. I mean, I love Kenny Ortega, but like,
I don't know. Speaking of people in the audience, we had Bindi Irwin. I'm surprised we didn't talk to her, considering like they talk to her every time she shows up. And they had the one and only Leah Thompson.
Leah Thompson was in the audience.
You guys, excuse me. Just keep talking, Hannah. Sorry.
Yeah, Leah Thompson's in the audience. Bindi and her family were in the audience. Kenny Ortega was in the audience. Yeah, there were a lot of familiar faces in the audience tonight, and I really appreciated it. It was very sad that Bindi did not talk.
It's funny because Leah was there the night Nancy left, who had her same partner and was the same archetype. And then last week, Willow was there, and Heather got eliminated.
There's some weird stuff going on in this ballroom. It's like very static, magical. I don't know what's happening, but the point is, Willow and Leah brought some weird voodoo to the audience tonight.
You mean Bindi?
Bindi, yeah, Bindi. Yes, sorry.
Yes. Okay. So Nick was next, hence why I'm wearing my Austin hat.
There you go.
Nick was next. How was Nick? What did you think of this?
Okay. They did an Action Argentine Tango to a song that, ironically, the last Bachelor danced to on this show.
Did Chris dance to this? I don't even remember.
Crystals
I don't remember.
I believe it was the Argentine Tango, and the only reason I remember this was because I'm working on doing a top 15 dances from season 20 list, and I was reading through them on Wikipedia, and that dance was listed next to Crystals. I'm like, oh yeah, I remember that kind of. He did an Argentine Tango to this song too, in week 3, I think. But
yeah, I don't remember much from that week.
Yeah, it's been a hot minute.
Oh, good job for Nick, I think. This is good.
I thought this was pretty good. I thought his posture could have been better, but I really like the choreography for this. I like the storytelling too. I like the moment that like everybody thought like Peter was dead, and then there's just very last moment when she pulls like the flash drive. That was funny.
I thought at the end he was like stripping her down. Like when he reached the classroom, I'm like, oh my gosh, is he gonna strip her down? What's going on?
Like, oh, Peter. No, but
yeah, go ahead.
I really like the choreography for this. The intensity in the space for Argentine tango was definitely there. I thought there were like really great moments in this, and then there were moments that were like not so great in it. But overall, I really did like it. Thought it was one of Nick's best dances.
I think his best still is probably Pinocchio. Well, it might be this. It might be Pinocchio. I would give this an 8, and they all gave it 8. So, yeah, no 9. Oh, you did it again? Yeah, I got 9.
Yeah,
I got 2 9s in it.
He got 2 9s from Mandy.
So,
and
yeah, I give this all 8, but when he got the 2 9s, and I already knew pretty much he was going to be eliminated, so I'm like, yeah, whatever. He's going to be eliminated anyway.
So I definitely appreciated him a lot on the show, more than I thought I would, because obviously, like, you guys know, I don't watch The Bachelor, and I'd heard nothing but awful things about him from the beginning. I'm like, oh, poor Peta, she's being a new mom, she has to deal with this ego, and then he ends up being like really sweet and endearing and funny and very fun to watch.
I don't even get all the Nick hate from The Bachelor, honestly. Like, I know he said that one thing, like that double standard thing about if you're not in love with me, why can you make love with me, to one of the women he dated on that show. But like, it's fine. I mean, other than that, like, he's fine. Like, he didn't. The whole thing was like leaving the woman on Paradise and someone becoming Bachelor. But like, anything other than that, like, it's fine. It's cool. I've never had that much of a problem with him, honestly. Like, the guy they were almost gonna pick The Bachelor, that was on the JoJo Fletcher season, that everyone wanted, Luke Pell, turned out to be terrible, like way worse than Nick. So there you go.
It all worked out for everybody in the end.
All worked out. Okay. Is that all we have to say about Nick?
Yeah. Really enjoyed him on the show. For him at the finale.
We move on. God.
We move on
and
to.
I told you this was coming. I told you this was coming this week.
That's right. That's right. All right. So, Rashad and Emma had a horror Paso Doble, and their music was O Fortuna, which has actually been danced to kind of recently. Season 21.
Yep,
Carlos Penavega did this. He did Paso Doble did this. It was like Phantom of the Opera themed, and it was good. But Rashad just fell out of the water.
This is another example of what you do to create the cinematic tone of the story and not just like walk around the stage like Bonner and Turner did. Because they were smart. I don't know if the editors were smart. Because like they made the story. They wrote the story about the dancing guy who kills you after you dance with him. They did it in the package. They started this dance story in the package, and then they came out and continued it on the dance floor.
Mm-hmm.
Very smart, because then we didn't have to have a whole setup in the dance and take time away from that. Like, no, we did the story setup and then you come out and dance. Like, that's how you do it.
Mm-hmm. That is how you do it.
I didn't see any like of the issues the judges said. I personally thought this could have gotten a 40.
Absolutely could have gotten.
So I would have given this a 40. This was amazing. Like, this was his best dance for sure. This is my favorite dance of his for sure.
Definitely up there. I don't know if it tosses contemporary for me, but definitely up there.
I like this more than it's contemporary.
Definitely one of my favorite dances from him. It just, he looked amazing doing this. Not just like movement wise, but like facial expressions wise. He was just so into it, and he has so much dedication to this competition and to Emma and to every event. And the fact that this is Emma Slater's partner is just mind blowing. It really is, because she's finally getting the respect she deserves, the partner she deserves, and
I feel like they gotta win.
I feel like they're going to win. I think it'll be.
Something tonight scared me though, and I'll talk about that later. But something tonight scared me that they might not win, but we'll see.
We'll see. At this point, I think but we'll see.
They should win. That's who I think deserves to win right now. At the least amount of backlash. I don't want backlash this season. We had enough of that last season. So we need a winner we can all agree on this season. Or like at least tolerate, because like last season was brutal. Who was after Rashad? Was it
David and Lindsay were after Rashad, but I went really quickly for their paso. I just adored this dance. I really did. It's easily one of my favorites of the season now.
Oh yeah, it's up there for me.
Yeah,
this is awesome.
definitely up there.
Just loved it.
And can we just talk about the fact that Rashad literally wrote out like pages on pages about the backstory for this? Can we talk about
those?
I do too. Like,
I saw it on Instagram, but like I want to see the story. Like it sounds like such a good story. Like
yeah.
it was so good. Like they went all out. Like they deserve. Like I feel like at least they got immunity for that alone.
Mm-hmm. And plus, let's also talk about when he was in his interview there, and he said like, I have notebooks full of like movie ideas at home. Like I want to read them. Please let me read them. I want to.
If he doesn't get back to football, he can maybe work in that genre, that area.
That man could do anything he wanted and would do just fine. He really could. He's amazing.
Oh,
I
adore skills on off season, like amazing. So
I
next
do.
was David and Lindsay, and it's funny because on Pure, I saw at the beginning of the season, I think it was Heidi's like, okay, so K choreographers, Sharna, Lindsay, Emma, and Tasha. I'm looking for something good. Like I'm looking for the next 50s paso. And here we go, the sci-fi salsa.
The sci-fi salsa. It is
with flashing lights.
With flashing lights. That is the strangest combination I think we've encountered since the Knight Rider Bangra.
That was weird.
There was
futuristic pasto, and then there was 50s pasto.
The 50s pasto, the Knight Rider Bangra. It is the caveman hustle. It is.
Oh yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah, we've had some great comments.
I'm gonna say this right now, and we've been discussing this it's been kind of a story on Instagram lately. So it's been kind of clear for the past few years. Dancing with the Stars has been looking for a new Derek. Like they've been trying to make it Val, and they brought back Gleb, and they brought back all these other people, and they're trying to focus on the men. I think, like Isma said, like she's here. It's Lindsay. Lindsay is your new Derek. Wake up. She appeals to the same style as Derek. Like it's like golden girl, I guess, like clean cut. She has that attitude. Her choreography is great, her like teaching is great. Like here you go, and they're overlooking her.
I completely agree with that. Yeah, Lindsay just blew me away tonight as far as choreography went. It was just absolutely brilliant. I would have loved to seen this with Calvin or Wanye. That would have been so. I would have loved to have seen this number with either Wanye or Calvin because they could have made this just like an all 10 dance. But I mean, David did well. Don't get me wrong. David did.
Yeah, he did pretty well. I would give it 8, I think.
David did pretty well. David did pretty well, but this number would have been so amazing with Calvin or Wanye.
No, I think like it could have been like crazy alien, whatever. Like I feel like he would have done it. Oh my gosh, like I miss Wanye, and I miss James. Can next season be All Stars when we get back Yazy and Stop and Go?
Please. Those are like two of my needed things for if we're gonna do another All-Star season, I need Yazy and I need Stop and Go. That's all I ask. And a couple of other things.
And like and then maybe like I have like a whole list of who I wanted in All Stars. Oh, by the way, if All Stars were to be next season with like main couples and James and Jarna are back, they win, by the way. They win.
Listen.
It's happening.
I have no shame in saying this. If James and Sharna came back for an All-Star season, you can all bet that I would spend all of my time making email accounts to vote for them because I would. I would vote for nobody but
them. It'd be better than my other dream partnership, which I know because like I would rather have as before all different pros, but you know they wouldn't do that. So like Bindi, Irwin, and Sasha would happen too.
That would be pretty fun. I could see that being pretty cool.
That would be like that'd be like, oh my gosh, between them and James and Sharna, like
all the niceness and all the positivity would just it would eradicate
and, like,
all
you know Alfonso and Whitney would be there though too. So I'd be like, who do I vote for out of those 3 teams? Like those are my teams.
I know. Just all the niceness and all the just bad energy between all 3 of them would just eradicate all the awfulness of this season. It really would.
Yeah, this season's been so awkward. We've never done at the end, but like the tone's been so awkward. Tonight was better than tonight has been kind of an improvement, except for like the weird scoring, but like the tone was good tonight.
Yeah, tonight's
It
been
just
an
makes me,
improvement. Tonight was definitely an
yeah,
improvement.
but like I don't
Yeah.
know. So yeah, this was fine. David and Lindsay Salsa. He's probably safe next week. Probably. It got all eights. I'm assuming he's gonna be safe over Bonner.
Yeah, I agree with that. Bonner's for sure gone next week. For sure.
Please.
For sure.
Like, what if,
For
like,
sure.
I don't know. I feel like the only person who might not be beating in votes after tonight might be Normani because I feel like people are scared to vote for her. But she's 12 points ahead of him. She's gonna be safe. She should be safe. She deserves
She'll be
that.
fine. She'll be fine.
So yeah, I'm not worried about her. Normani was next. So yeah, Normani did the foreign film, and yeah, this is the best I could come up with, foreign film.
Hey, that's cute.
Normani did the foreign film.
And this was
my
art.
earpiece came out. Hi.
What was that?
My earpod came out. I'm sorry.
Oh, whoops. Okay, this was art. This
was good. This was solid. I think this deserved the 40. I mean, I was trying to enjoy it and I was happy for her. It's just like I wish the other two got 40s as well, like Rashad and Simone. Yeah. But yeah, I'm okay with her. I like this dance a lot. I'm feel bad about her injury, but it didn't seem to affect her. I'm cool with her getting immunity, but I wish she'd tied with the other two.
Yeah, I think.
You know, I mean, the other two would tie with her because, like, I feel like they all deserve 40.
Yeah, I definitely think that Rashad and Simone both deserved 40s, but I guess the real question would have been, you know, if they'd given Simone a 40, then her and Normani would have been tied for cumulative score. So who would have the immunity gone to?
That's what I wanted to know. I wanted that to happen.
There was no way in hell that was going to happen, but it was a nice thing to figure out.
That would have been amazing.
It would have been amazing.
Like, what is it? Okay, Twitter vote, and then Normani would win. But like,
Twitter vote, or maybe have like the.
Oh my gosh, no! Go to Kenny Ortega. He's in the audience.
Kenny Ortega be the tiebreaker. We're just gonna make
Kenny Ortega the tiebreaker. That's my headcanon on this.
Kenny Ortega would have been the tiebreaker. Headcanon accepted. So yeah, Normani and Val were amazing tonight, as per usual. I just rewatched a bunch of Rumor Val's dances today, actually, and I was watching their rumba, and I was just like, I cannot wait for Normani to do this dance tonight, or the Argentine tango to the.
I mean, this was great. This wasn't as iconic to me as the Heinz, perhaps, or the Rumor, perhaps. But this was still solid. This was really good. I was happy. Great job from them. Yeah, really good. Solid. It's solid. I do kind of work. Hey, if you're an Normani fan, vote, because they didn't remind you after the immunity happened that you still got to vote for next week, and maybe some people kind of forgot about that. I heard. She'll probably be safe anyway, but just vote.
Yeah, just please go vote for your faves. Go for your
safe next week.
Yeah, open a new tab. Keep listening to us, and just go vote for your faves. Vote for.
Yeah, like this is the perfect podcast. You can listen to it while you vote.
Right.
There you go. We should let you guys download it on iTunes. Maybe next season we'll go on iTunes. I don't know. Who knows? Who was next? Oh no, that was it, right? That was it for the main dances.
And then we'll see handoffs. I want to talk about really quickly how shocked I was that Simone did not pick Rashad for the dance off, because I was really, really shocked that did not happen.
Surprise. I assumed she would pick Rashad. I guess she didn't want to go against. I guess she didn't want to have to be against Emma. I don't know. Like, I feel like I don't know.
Yeah.
I also feel like maybe like this might have been strategic, because like there's two good dancers, right? But like I guess she wanted, because that would be reasonable for her to pick. Because like if she was the first to pick and she picked like Bonner, that would look bad on her. But like I guess she felt like maybe she could more likely beat Nancy, but still look good. Like that's how I would have seen it. Like if I were her, that's who I would have picked.
That makes sense. Yeah, it's very strategic. They're all kind
of nice to each other, of course. Like, but yeah. So do you want to just talk about these in like the order they happen? So like, let's go Nancy and Simone.
Yeah, let's talk about Nancy and Simone. For me personally, I don't think this was not Twitter's opinion, but for me, Simone won the dance off. on a personal level. But even though I really did like them both, I liked Simone just a teeny bit more. I thought she was a little bit sharper.
So I watched this. I didn't watch this initially. Like I was voting for who like I thought needed the points because like I don't know. I think I voted for Simone. I didn't really watch though like on most weeks, and then I watched After. Yeah, I think Nancy should have won because like a lot of the things they were doing, Simone and Tasha, were not cha cha. And again, I go back to like this is why I like Artem so much this season. I'm sad he's gone. I mean, I'm sad he's not competing. Like he's still there, but like he kept it like to an actual cha cha. Like they actually did the cha cha the whole time. It was really good. Like Simone's cha cha was good when she did it. Like it was great. But like half the time they were doing like this, and then like I don't know, like weird moves. And like I think Nancy should have won it. However, I'm glad Simone won it if Nancy was going to go home, which she did. Like that helps us get rid of Bonner, hopefully. So
yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so I'm glad. I mean, like I'm disappointed. I was disappointed, but since Nancy's done, I'm glad Simone won. I guess.
Yeah.
I thought they both did very good. They did very well. This was like the only real well, actually the last one. This was probably like the best matchup because they were even and they were both good.
Yeah, I definitely thought that they were both good, and I definitely agree with somebody said one Simone and Sasha's routine was more Dancing with the Stars, and Nancy and Arden's was more like competition, cha cha. But for me, Simone won it, but I completely understand why people thought Nancy won it, and I know Simone's not the popular opinion here, so.
So clearly, on Twitter, Simone won the Twitter vote by like. Was 63% of the Twitter vote?
It was a good chunk.
Was it 65, 67, 60 something?
Yeah, it was like 60.
That's when I kind of figured like, okay, maybe not. It wasn't Twitter, actually, it was online, so like the website. So maybe some of the older crowds did that too. So that's when I figured, okay, Simone's probably safe tonight. I mean, I figured it before, but like it kind of confirmed it for me. Just because like Nancy lost by that much. No, I wasn't really that surprised, but yeah. The next dance-off was Rashad versus David. And I saw people on Twitter giving Rashad crap for picking David. And I'm like, hey, who is he supposed to pick?
Yeah, who else was he supposed to pick?
All three left. We're not, like, there was three who were good, three were bad, and so, like, or, like, two different tiers. So, like, he was the one left over in the good tier, so, like, he had to pick someone else. I thought David was no good choice because David did jive. Oh, actually, David picked that they did jive, but that's okay because David got to pick his style. And David did the style before, which I didn't. So I thought it was like, if it had to be that way, I guess that's okay.
Yeah,
acceptable. So
I don't mind. There was no reality where, because there were three great dancers here and there were three not so great dancers here. So, I mean, whoever ended up being the not great dancer and great dancer lineup wasn't going to go well, and people were going to be hating. And what other choice did Rashad have? Pick Nick or Bonner? That would have made him look really bad. Like he didn't have a choice.
Yeah, so he got David, and like of course Rashad won. David didn't do half bad with this.
No, I don't think David half bad
either. Rashad was better. He won. Like I thought this was pretty straightforward. Like it was fine. Like both did fine. Like I wasn't like everyone was like blown away by Rashad, and I'm like, I'm not really like blown away by this. It's good. Like it's good. It was solid. It deserved to win. I don't know.
Yeah, definitely.
It was nice to see him do a fun dance because he hasn't done one in a while. I think the last fun dance he did was Samba.
I hope.
And that was like week 3.
I hope and pray that he gets jive next week. Just something giant and happy and fun. Yeah, I hope he gets jive.
Give him salsa.
Salsa would be fun.
Give him like, I don't know, give him like.
Jazz? Would jazz be fun?
Jazz would be fun. Jazz would be fun. Charleston would be fun. Maybe a trio. I want to see a trio Charleston again this season. Remember the last time we got that? Remember Carlos and Karina and Whitney? That was amazing. Like I want to see that. I want to see someone get trio Charleston.
Love that.
I don't know who though. It depends on who their partner is.
Emma's never made it to the trio round before. Like, who do we think she's gonna pick? Right? Emma's never
made it to trios. Yes, she has. She made it to. She picked PETA last time, but I think Sharon's gonna pick PETA. She did. She was trio with Deadline Ball. They did that Willy Wonka dance.
Oh, that's right. That's right. I forgot about that. Duh.
Emma's made it to trios. So that was. So yeah, I'm excited to see her do one with like a really good partner. I think it might be Brittany, but
yeah,
with the height thing, I don't know.
Yeah, I was thinking.
Haley.
Yeah, I was thinking it might be Brittany or
Or
Haley for their trio. We'll see.
it'll probably be a true girl. I don't think it's gonna be Peta because Peta's probably going with Bonner. Unless Bonner wants someone else, but like I think Sharon's gonna say pick Peta. Um, and we can talk about who's getting used for trios in a second. Sorry, we got one more to go. This was Nick versus Bonner doing a rumba, and they both done rumba before, so I guess it wasn't that bad a choice.
Yeah.
But considering like no one else has done rumba, I don't think yet. So they're the only two who had done rumba.
Yeah.
Except for Normani, who was mean, and Heather last week.
That's true.
Yeah. So it was Nick versus Bonner doing rumba. Gosh, this one. I voted for Nick because it's Bonner. So I voted for Nick.
Bonner.
The other dance, if I didn't make that clear.
Yeah. For me, I actually thought it was really close. Honestly, I know that sounds terrible to say, but I actually think Bonner did better this week doing the rumba than he did last week. I think it was very convenient that he had rumba last week, so it was like still in his brain, and the judges' critiques were still in his brain, so he could like kind of improve on stuff. I thought it was very convenient. But yeah, for me, they were pretty close. Like I could go back and forth, honestly, because I didn't think that either of them were great, but I thought they both were better than what I expected.
I wish Nick got it so we could just be even that much more sure Bonner's going next week.
Yes.
Like seriously, okay. Yeah. If he makes it through next week, I'm already mad enough to beat Heather and Nancy and Nick even. And Erica. I'm still mad he beat Erica, even though I saw it coming. And Mr. T. Really, he could have like if he were the third person to go after Chris and Charo, yeah, that's fine.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I even find Charo more entertaining, to be honest.
Yeah.
So yeah, he could have been like the third person on Ally Antonio. So hopefully we keep to this pattern and he goes next week. And anyway, so yeah, Bonner won. He won like the Twitter vote by like a lot. So
that you
before voting for it, after that we saw that, I'm like, oh my gosh, is Bonner safe?
You guys can color me absolutely shocked that Bonner not only won the judges, but Twitter or the online.
I'm not shocked he won Twitter. I'm not. I mean, it's not Twitter; it's the online thing because Twitter mostly hates him. The website voting, he won by like a landslide, like about as much as Simone won over the other. Oh yeah, Rashad and David. I had to go back to this for a second. Okay, so Rashad won the audience vote by it was like 8%, like 54% he got. This makes me worried that maybe David's getting more votes than him, and David might beat him. And he might not win.
Not. I really hope not.
I mean, hopefully it's like about the same, and then Rashad scores like way higher than David on the last night, and then or whenever Rashad wins. But like, oh boy. But yeah, so the other two were basically landslides because like the other two were like 67% to the 30%.
Yeah.
And at that point, I'm like, is Bonner safe? I'm like, is Bonner safe tonight? Because like up to this point, I'm like, based on his critiques and everything, so Bonner might be going home. And I'm like, okay, he might be safe. And at this point, I turned off my TV because like I didn't want to see what's coming next. Like I wanted to just hear it from everyone before I went and watched. Because like if someone was like crying, if like someone I like left, I would have cried. And someone I like did leave, and I was like, well, okay. Like I was just kind of like I was like.
Yeah.
Point, I was like, whatever. Bonner's safe, and I was just like pissed after that. So like, I guess it kind of neutralized that.
Right.
So then elimination happened. Simone got called safe, then Rashad got called safe, then Bonner got called safe, and then David got called safe. Meaning Nick and Nancy were eliminated.
Yeah. I want to talk about this really quick. So my sister and I and my mom, we were in the living room watching the elimination happen. You know, when they have that pause, like the next couple that is safe is, and they pause for a minute, and everybody in my living room goes blank and blank as who the person safe is going to be, and we're usually right. So so obviously Normani had immunity, and they called Simone safe, and they called Rashad safe, and the next couple that is safe is, and I went Nancy and Artem, and then Tom went Bonner and Sharna. And there was much loud screaming happening from inside my living room at that point.
Oh, did they like Bonner, right?
My sister likes Bonner. My mom's not like.
Does your mom like Bonner? Who does your mom like?
My mom likes Simone, and my mom likes what else does my mom like? She likes Nancy, I think. And yeah, my mom really likes Simone tonight. And my mom, I think
Yeah.
she likes Normani. I'm not sure, actually.
I don't know. I don't know how the casuals feel about Normani. Like, I don't know. Like, usually, like, last week I was thinking how to feel about Normani, and they're like, all they're doing is critiquing Belle's choreography.
Mm-hmm. But
Like,
yeah,
I don't know how I feel about Normani. Like, I know how they feel about Rashad, I know how they feel about Simone, I know how they feel about David, and even Nick and Nancy, and then I have no clue how they feel about Normani's person. Like, I felt the same way about Heather. Like, all they did is comment, oh, she's a professional dancer. I don't know how they felt about her.
mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know how they feel about Normani and her performance tonight. So it's
Yeah.
very strange. This is why I kind of worry about Normani's chances in finals. Unless she does something like really, really, really good next week, which I think she might. She has a good chance. I'm kind of worried about her chance of being in finals if the producers decide not to help her, because like around week 8, I think maybe is when the people sign their tour contracts, and I don't think it's Normani. And if it's Simone, we might see a little bit of a narrative change.
Mm-hmm. That could be
David, whoever it is.
That could definitely happen. But yeah, there was lots of loud screaming happening from inside my living room. Mostly out of shock that Bonner was safe this week. Like, how?
I was like thinking going into it, I'm like, hey, Bonner's gonna be safe. And I thought Nick and then either Nancy or Simone would leave. And then like midway through the show, I'm like, okay, so is it Bonner and Nick? And then David's thing happened, and I'm like, hey, is it Nick and David? And I'm like, hey, so it's probably Bonner and Nick, because like the comments they got after their dance, I'm like, okay, they're both going home, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then Bonner went Twitter right where I'm like, okay, I don't know what's gonna happen, and then Bonner's safe.
Yeah.
So next week is trios, and I'm just gonna check Twitter to see if we know who the trios are yet. What are we thinking? What are we hoping?
We can make some safe assumptions because Shauna, whenever possible, will pick PETA for trios, and vice versa. Shauna's done a couple of trios without PETA. I mean, she did one with Emma, and then she did the one with Haley, I think.
Shauna did one with, yeah, she did one with Emma. She did one with Haley. She, I don't know who's gonna be good for Bonner. Like, who's good for Bonner?
Any one of them. I mean, Shauna will always pick PETA if she's available. So we can save.
She was available this season with Noah though, and she didn't pick her.
Oh, you're right.
I think it will be PETA. I'm guessing it's gonna be PETA. I guess I'll go with that safe answer. Lindsay's gonna pick Whitney probably. That's probably happening. Okay, so they did salsa already. Did they do paso yet?
They did not do paso. Are we gonna get Witsy
paso?
Part 3. No, it's part 4. It's part 4. We're gonna get Witsy Paso part 4. It is Witsy Paso part 4. The not so final installment, probably.
Yeah, because I thought they might get salsa, but like they did salsa this week, so like I don't know, unless they get like Samba or something for trying to screw him. But like
we'll see. We'll see what they get. What style do we think that Bonner's gonna get for trios? I was thinking maybe Argentine tango.
Yeah, that'd probably be good. That's when Antonio he went home that night, so fingers crossed. I don't know. What else can we even get? Like I hope Bonner gets Samba next week, so just in case he's safe, he's gone the next week.
That would be a disaster.
Let's just make an insurance policy.
It would be a disaster.
Let's Bonner Samba and then go home.
Maybe Bonner do a Samba or a drive would be an utter disaster, and like I literally would not watch. I would cover my eyes, and y'all can tell me when it's over.
Bonner might get drive. I feel like Normani might get Samba trio as in last, and she might pick Max, aka last season with Lori. Hopefully Max is in the whole dance this time.
We'll see.
It was good last season. It's just like it wasn't really a trio to me.
I really did stand that dance house. I did like it.
What do we think? I think Simone's picking Brandon. I want Simone or Normani to pick Artem but that's probably not going to happen.
I would love for somebody to
pick Brandon. Simone's Normani's almost definitely picking Max, and Simone is probably picking Brandon.
You think Brandon? That'd be fun.
She's posting pictures of her on Instagram with Brandon. It's cool because we can get to know Brandon better. So anyway, Brandon is probably meeting that. I want to see her do a jive. I want to see Simone jive.
Mom,
I was
please.
kind of hoping she was gonna get that for the dance offs because I feel like she'd do really well, even though she hadn't done it yet. I feel like Simone's getting rumba next week,
You think?
for one of the two, for her regular dance maybe.
Mm-hmm. Maybe.
Her do Argentine tango though. Ideally, I want to see her do Argentine tango and jive before she's done this season. But I think she's getting at least one more week after this one. I think she's getting Sweet 9. So hopefully we'll get to see both of those before she goes.
Trust.
I also feel I worry if they're trying to screw her, they'll probably go for like salsa and rumba. But I'd rather see jive and Argentine tango, or even jazz. Jazz would be fun.
I need a jive from her. I do. I have a mighty
Jive and
need.
Argentine tango, like she's gonna slay Argentine tango.
Yeah,
She's gonna slay that. Those two styles, they're perfect for her. They're like the two most ideal styles for her, and she hasn't gotten them yet. And it's like it's frustrating because I remember sometimes people don't never get the style they want to do or I want to do. Like I remember beginning of Bindi season, Derek goes on about doing a paso. Like so excited to see her do paso. That's like the one dance she doesn't do.
Very upset about
And
that.
then like Jody, I wanted to see Jody do a rumba and a salsa. We didn't get either of those.
Neither happened. Very
Neither
upset.
happened. That like, and then we saw her do like quick step. Like no, I want to see her do those dances. So yeah, I want to see. I don't know. What do you think? I think Normani might get jazz trio. Has Normani already gone jazz?
Normani has not done a jazz yet. She has not.
She hasn't. So she might get jazz trio. Wait, I think Simone's getting foxtrot and a Latin next week. I realized because she hasn't been foxtrot yet. I've been thinking.
Ooh, that'd be a fun dance.
Can we do it? No, never mind. I don't know. Because a lot of people want Whitney in a trio that's like with one of the girls. So I'm like, maybe do like a foxtrot a la the Emma Mark. But
My fave.
but I'm pretty sure she's gonna be in David. So she's gonna be in David's dance. That's happening. So I'm pretty sure we know most of these, except for Rashad is kind of interesting. I think it's gonna be Brittany or Haley or Britt. It's gonna be a true girl.
I would love for it to be Britt, honestly. Britt, because I don't know enough about her yet. I would love to see her in a trio.
She's going on this tour, so hopefully we find out.
I know. I would love to meet her if I get.
My ideal for Rashad and Emma's trio, honestly, is Kim. Because I want to see more of Kim. Because I don't think Sharna's gonna pick Kim. I don't think David and Lindsay are gonna go with Kim. So please, Emma, pick Kim.
I would love that. That would be amazing.
Usually we'd know by now. Like last season, we knew what basically most of the trios were. We kind of figured it out because All Access was happening. We saw the green room, and it was so funny last season. Like I don't know if you remember this. Last season we saw Tara go pick someone, and we thought she picked Dennis, and I'm like, I'm unstanding Tara. She picked Dennis.
With this stupid hair.
Like we were trying to figure it. It was Arden, and we're like, okay, who is this?
Is it Dennis?
Because like they pick from faces, so it's like oh, if it's Dennis, I'm unstanding. I feel bad because I was never really that much of a Dennis hater. I'm just like, really, you're gonna pick Dennis when you have ballroom people?
Good thing she didn't.
I don't know. Fired. I feel like I'm gonna Dennis fired. Like, did the fandom get Dennis fired? I feel bad about that.
Dennis is like the fandom's punching bag at this point.
Now it's Bonner.
Now it's Bonner. We have a very long line.
Before Dennis, it was Keo. And then before Keo, it was Bethany.
It's still kind of Bethany, and it makes me kind of sad because I really did stand her. I really did stand her.
So what else? Okay, so what do we think everyone's two dances are gonna be next week? I feel like Simone's getting Foxtrot and a Latin. Maybe jive for trio, like, or maybe salsa for trio. I don't see her getting rumba as a trio. So if Foxtrot's her regular dance, it might be a Latin for trio. For Normani, I think one of them's gonna be jazz. I should have a feeling. Jazz or contemporary.
Yeah.
And I feel like the trio is gonna be. What do you think the trio is gonna be? I was gonna say Samba.
For Normani trio, I feel like it kind of depends on who she gets. But maybe.
I'm gonna assume Max.
Yeah, we'll assume for the moment we're getting Max. Maybe Samba. Maybe Samba.
Samba, maybe jazz. I feel like Samba and jazz are gonna be our two next week styles. Rashad, I have a feeling we're gonna see him do jazz again this week. I would like that's happening. I don't know if it is
I would love.
style. You would love to see jazz.
I would. I'm thinking jive and jazz for Rashad next week.
Jive and jazz. Sounds good. What about Bonner? I'm hoping for salsa or samba. Hopefully one of those two. And the other one would probably be. I feel like he might get jive too. Although I've expected 3 people for jive, so maybe not.
Not sure.
Give him jive and samba. No, like give him like samba and.
Oh my gosh.
A ballroom, maybe like a waltz, like a type of waltz.
So he hasn't done quick step or waltz yet, so maybe one of those two.
Give him quick step and samba. Actually, no, he has to have one he's kind of good at if he's going home. Watch them give him jazz. No, I don't think he's doing jazz. Maybe contemporary and like. But he hasn't done salsa or samba, and it's week 8, so I feel like he has to get one of those. So I'm gonna say samba and.
James Hinchcliffe never did a salsa or samba, did he?
No.
James never did. James scooted by this entire competition without doing a samba.
Scooted by that whole thing. I'm like, what? Cha-cha, salsa, or samba till week 9. And they wondered why he was safe every week.
You wonder why he's safe.
Like, it's ridiculous. Producers are like, why are they safe every week? And it's like, because you give them styles that kind of suit them. Like, David got quick step week 1, it suited him, and now he's probably going to finals. What about David? I feel like David is going to get. I feel like he's getting a ballroom. I feel like he might get a foxtrot. Did he do foxtrot yet?
No, I don't think he's done foxtrot yet. So maybe foxtrot.
And a rumba.
Yeah, maybe like foxtrot or rumba.
No, paso. It's gonna be paso and foxtrot or rumba.
Yeah.
Trio.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. I wrote down all these predictions, so in a couple of days we'll see how right we were.
Maybe Simone will do paso.
Ooh.
I feel like Simone's getting a paso trio. She'll get foxtrot and paso trio, and then she'll probably do jive week 9, which might be her last week. So it'll probably be like, I'm guessing foxtrot and paso trio.
Okay. Yeah, I'm down with all of these.
Okay, so I'm down with all of this. I'm so cool with this. I'm ready for next week.
Yeah. Ready for trio.
This season's been kind of weird. It's just been kind of a weird tone with the new producers. Like, it's not as fun. Tonight was pretty fun, except for like the weird scoring. But like, it was fun. Everyone seemed pretty happy.
Yeah, everybody seemed happy. I was thankful for that.
Everyone seemed happy with their scores. Even the elimination. I thought Nancy was gonna be a lot more upset. She seemed fine. I thought it was gonna be really sad. Nick pretty much knew he was going home for a while now, so he's okay. I'm looking forward to hopefully more fun next week. I hope we don't get any bad packages. I want good packages for all of them.
Good packages for please.
Trios, okay, so Trios needs to Trios needs to slay. Like, Trios is the best week every season, pretty much. Like, even like the regular dances that week seems to be really good. Like, it's just like, because that week is like no theme, it's just focused on the dancing.
Yes, please. So, like,
it's just like go. It's just like nothing good dancing. This is gonna be solid dancing, and then I'm guessing next week, like week 9, is gonna be judges' choice. So that should be solid too. So like I'm hoping for a good last 3 weeks of good solid dancing. Hoping the freestyles aren't all contemporary crap, because like no, please no.
No.
I can't see anyone doing contemporary freestyle though.
I don't think any of them.
I can't with this group. I think Rashad maybe. That's the only one. Rashad or Bonner, but Bonner's not making it, so do contemporary unless like maybe I don't know. Simone, if they're smart, they won't do contemporary. Because like I don't see anybody. I mean, she was good at her contemporary, but I just don't see her doing like that kind of the usual freestyle contemporary. David will not. Lindsay does not do that. So we're good there. Yeah, and so I don't think we're getting the typical contemporary freestyle. So I'm looking forward to freestyles this season. I feel like the season's kind of underwhelming so far, but the expectations are so high. I think tonight was the first night in a while, like, that most people met what I thought of them, because like Disney was pretty good for a few people. Like, it was really outstanding. Like week 2 or 3 was pretty outstanding for some people, but like I think this week was like pretty good for pretty much everybody, except for like Bonner.
Yikes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everyone else is awesome tonight. Really love them. Great job. I'm hoping to see more fun next week. I'm really disappointed Bonner's still there. Like, I'm just disappointed.
There's no
I'm
way
not mad. I'm just disappointed.
I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
I'm disappointed in you, America. Go to your room.
Me too, America. I second that. So, somebody collect.
Yeah, surprise. Not really.
But yeah, so
I feel like we pretty much know top 4.
yeah.
Is Bonner safe next week? I don't know. This podcast is gonna be interesting.
If
Bonner's safe.
Let me put it like this: if Bonner's safe next week, that means my top 4 predictions are right, just not in probably the right order.
You had Bonner in top 4.
Bonner was in my top 4 season predictions list. Remember, you write it before the season starts. The season starts. Bonner's in my top 4.
Originally, I had Bonner in my top 4, and then I saw him like rehearsing, and I'm like, okay, maybe 5th or 6th.
Mm-hmm.
So here's my top 4, and I believe this is my top 4 in the order, and I feel like this is mostly gonna be right, except for maybe 1 or 2 spots. Had Rashad in 1st, Hermione was in 2nd, Simone was in 3rd, and David was in 4th. Although I was debating flipping the last 2, and maybe I was flipping the top 2 and flipping the other 2. So I'm pretty sure that's gonna be top 4. So go me for getting hit this time. Hopefully I get the placements right.
Yeah, I think you have a very good chance of getting these placements right. To be honest,
I do feel like any one of the top 3 in my top 3 predictions can win still.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Rashad is popular, so he'll go far. Like, he's gone far, but like he'll do well. Normani can win based on her dancing. I don't know. I feel like the way she wins is she gets points because like I feel like a lot of people aren't as big on her. Like casually.
Wonder why.
And she also she didn't do well in like the peak weeks you need to do well now, which is why I still have Simone possibly winning. Because like after tonight, like she's good. She's really good. I kind of feel like Simone won't win, but like I feel like if she does, like it makes sense based on when she's done well. Because like week 1 and most memorable year, she's solid.
Mm-hmm.
And so is Rashad. Normani, those were probably the 2 weeks she faded away the most. So I don't know. David did well the first week. Bonner got attention from the audience the week 1 and most memorable year. Like I wouldn't say he did that great. He did okay most memorable year. But like a lot of people were paying attention in those weeks. Getting a lot of love, so that's when you gotta grab the audience. So I feel like these elimination orders have made sense based on that theory. Because except for Normani, but like
we're gonna have to go back and like study other seasons. That's interesting.
Like I've looked, and by the way, the best week to have a bad week is week 6. Okay. And there you go. Well, Simone had like an off week last week because she was continuing her trajectory, so that was probably the least likely to hurt her, except for when they called the double. But like, so that's you know, so she was the one who was kind of off last week, and she's still here, and she might make the end. So there you go. I'm kind of scared they're gonna screw Simone or Rashad out with Charlie Nastia Wanye.
Yeah, I hope not.
Mean, like, as long as it's not next week, like I feel like, hey, so like you know, I really want Simone in the finale, but like if she makes it to week 9, she gets 4th, and like that's the worst a gymnast has done. But like there's people but there's 2 other gymnasts who've come 4th, so it's like she's not like ruining anyone's. It's not ruining the gymnast legacy.
Right.
And Rashad, like no one has any equity. Like football players have won. Football players in the first day, it doesn't matter. I was kind of worried about the Nancy legacy with the ice skaters, but like it's okay. I don't think a lot of people remember that. So good for her.
Good for her.
And the girl groupers, it's been varied. Some have been out shockingly. Moved on to the end. Baseball players have no precedent.
Yeah.
Bonner is Bonner. Sorry, Bonner is Bonner. I think Ty Murray made it to 4th or 5th this season. I think 4th. So yeah, thoughts on all this? Thoughts on this week? Thoughts on next week?
this week was much better than last week, TBH, and at least fun-wise. And then we got to the elimination, and then it sucked. But hopefully we'll be back to fun next week, and we can get everything back in order to where it belongs. I can get my Rashad Simone Normani finale, and we can finish this season, and it will all be just a bad dream.
Yeah. I'm hoping this season finishes strong.
Me too.
It's 3 more weeks. I feel like usually the best dances are in the last 3 or 4 weeks anyway. Like week 8 is when the iconic stuff starts. Like last season, had week 8 was Pure Imagination and Suicide Squad, and those are pretty much iconic.
Mhm.
Like the iconic stuff starts. But I think we've had a few dances this season that'll be iconic. I think Waterfalls will be iconic.
Yeah, definitely. Waterfalls was amazing.
Waterfalls was iconic. Everything else I think we're gonna have to see who stands the test of time. But yeah, I'm glad we had a good Charleston anyway this season.
Yeah, I'm glad that's becoming a regular style again. I hope more people do Charleston this season.
Yeah. I would have liked to see Heather and Nancy do it, but they're gone.
So. Yeah, they're gone. Thanks, America. You, America.
I think David might take Charleston. I don't know. I don't know about everyone else.
We'll see.
I have to go. I have to clean my glasses and go vote and do that.
Yeah, we got lots of votes. Vote for your faves, everybody. Vote for them right now.
In which case, vote for someone else. Yikes. Sorry, Bonner fans. I'm sorry. If you're a Bonner fan, you're probably long gone by now. I'm so sorry. This just makes it. And before I go, one more thing to say. James really should have won last season, and this is the aftermath of James losing.
It's a good theory.
I think we said this last week because no way this Bonner thing would be that big a deal if Sharna had a Mirrorball trophy.
There's no way. Even she won with Nick.
And I also think I can't decide whether I think Simone would be doing even worsely, in votes, or I don't know how bad she's doing, or if her chances of winning would be better because everyone wants vengeance for Lori, the Lori crowd.
That's a
so I don't know. But I don't know. I don't know how I feel because I feel like she would do less than Lori regardless. But if Lori came in second or third, would Simone come in fourth or fifth? I don't know. These are the questions. Or would she win still because her fans want to spite? I don't know. I'm sorry. Whatever we know. I have to go. I will talk to you guys soon.
All right. Bye.
We hit a record number of views last week.
We did.
So
we got over.
Share this. We got over 100 last week. So please share this with people throughout the week. We can take guest hosts, I think. Okay, so here's what I'm thinking. Well, this is the last thing before we go. So there's 3 more weeks of the season. We'll probably do 3 or 4 more podcasts. I assume the one for the finale will be a couple days after because I don't know. I have interviews and stuff that week, and the day of the finale is ending really late. The finale goes for 2.5 hours, and then the next day I have Survivor finale, and then people have their DMs. I think we should do it Thursday.
That's a good idea.
We'll probably do it Thursday. I want to do an America's Got Talent podcast this summer. So if anyone watches that show, or even if you don't want to try podcasting, it's a pretty easy show to figure out. Just come talk to me because I really want to do that. I feel like that's going to be so much fun this year. It just was. I wish we did it last year. It was so fun. Or even World of Dance. I want to continue doing this in the summer just for other shows. So just let me know. And if you want a guest host on the podcast for one of the last 2 weeks, because the past few weeks Andy quit, so we got only 2 of us. Let me know, and we can maybe hook you up. We're doing probably 4 more podcasts this season about Dance with the Stars. We may do some in the off season about tour, or if anything else happens. So please let us know. Just tweet me at Julia Delbell, and we can hook you up. Thank you very much for watching, listening. Now go vote for Bonner, or not Bonner, anybody but Bonner. I'm sorry.
Go vote.
Go vote for Rashad Simone, Normani, or David.
Go vote. Go vote. Go vote right now. Bye.
Go vote for anybody but Bonner. Bye. Oh, by the way, Hashtag for this episode is hashtag in the mood with Bonner. Bye.